Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, because we are in one of those strange kind of tween weeks, we are picking both the key to the week will be a random pull this week, and I feel like I'm supposed to stop there. So you have the Faith card. So in this deck it's called Faith. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is actually the Hierophant card. In a lot of ways this does seem like a week where your faith is either going to be tested or restored. It's one way or the other, and the cards that come out are going to kind of give us more information on that. But basically this week you really are tapping into what it is that you actually believe, and more importantly why, and how that helps you. You know, this week I think it's going to be your faith that helps you get by. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something awful. There's so many ways, there's so many really positive ways that our faith can be restored. Maybe something that you've asked for, something that you've been working on bringing into your life for some time, actually shows signs of starting to show up for you. We've just come out of Scorpio season, so I'm pretty sure all of you felt that as well. The other thing with this Hierophant card, this is about you thinking about your long-term plan. So this week it does look like you're setting something into motion. Even if it's just something really small, maybe you're connecting with a higher power, maybe you're connecting with a higher institution in some way, shape or form. I do feel like this is a week where you are taking a step that does establish your life from here on in some way, shape or form, no matter how small, right? Even everything. Ooh, okay, so the cards have spoken. And your jumping card for your actions and options this week is your Eight of Pentacles. So for a lot of you, there is going to be a breakthrough in work. Something that you've worked really hard for or towards is actually going to show some signs this week of starting to show up for you. For others, this does look like you are either, if you're not looking for work, then this suggests that you are starting to really think about where it is that you need to broaden your horizons when it comes to your work, where it is that you need to kind of really home in. I actually like this because the Eight of Pentacles suggests, it's in your actions and options. This is about what you do. So it suggests to me that this week you really are very focused on what you can do to advance your life path. So this is about you putting in that work. All right. So I'm here for it. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Knight of Pentacles. This is a lot of earth. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, as you know by now, if you've been with me long enough, does not give anything quickly. This is about slow, steady, sustained effort. Now, there's two things that I want to mention here before we get into your communications. The first one, for those of you that have earth sign teenagers, particularly Taurus earth sign teenagers, they can be young people. They don't have to just be teenagers, but usually nights show up for people in that age range. If you have a Taurus teenager, they may need your help or your wisdom or your support this week. And you may find that you're so very focused on your work that it's kind of like, oh, my focus is being split here. You have the ability to do this. Aries is a very fast, very quick, very intelligent sign. So this week I would really think about where it is that you can make time for it all right? Now, the other thing that I want to say to you with the Knight of Pentacles flavoring your communications, this is a lot like the conversations that you're having this week will have far-reaching ripples, okay? And what this means to me is a lot of what you're talking about this week, it's stuff about the future. It's things that are going to come. Your faith is being restored because you can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, but maybe your faith is being tested this week because you realize, well, shit, this is going to be a lot of work. All right. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is about you thinking about the long term. For some of you, if you are studying or if you're in uni, etc., this is about you really knuckling down now. I kind of feel like this is the point where a lot of you are saying, okay, you know what? I've had a little bit of fun. I've had a little bit of freedom. It's time for me to really put foot to butt and get on with it. All right. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, This could be conversations with the boss about where the company is going. I wouldn't be surprised if there are changes or, you know, certainly new policies and stuff coming into your workplace this week that are being implemented for the future. So it's like, this is what things are going to look like a year, 2, 3, 5 years from now. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this is you building a solid plan. And I am so totally effing here for this for you. I really like this because it looks like you're thinking about your business in terms of it being one of those bigger or larger institutions. This is about you thinking, how do I make my business a competitor? How do I, you know, shoot for the Amazon and, you know, at least end up amongst the stars, right? So this is great because this means that you're willing to put the work in, and a lot of you are doing it, right? This is a lot of earth though. Earth is slow moving, it's slow yielding, and it gives its fruit over time. So this is not a sprint, which is something that you're very good at. This is a marathon, and you need to start thinking about it in that way. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this would be a really good week, and it looks like maybe some of you, not even just those of you that are retired and no longer working, but some of you may be traveling for, with, or because of your faith. You might be taking a pilgrimage, you might be visiting a sacred site or a holy place of some sort, and this could be really enriching for your soul. For your love and relations, you've got the Four of Wands. This is nice. So we're bringing a bit of fire here, right? So we've got earth and fire, bring my desire. All right, like that's a little couplet that I came up with when I was a teenager, and I've never forgotten it. Now, when it comes to love, partnership and relationship, look at this. That's an engagement. That is, will you marry me, darling? That is, you know, if you're already married. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is you guys planning some sort of event. For some of you, you could be celebrating a partner's promotion. You could be celebrating a partner's welcoming in. For a select few of you, maybe your partner is coming into your faith, or maybe you're going into your partner's faith in order for you to be a stronger couple and more committed. That could be really nice. There's something about this. There's reason to celebrate, and it's genuinely very beautiful. There is, for a lot of you as well, potentially maybe talks about buying a home together, maybe talks about moving. And if you are moving, this would be a long distance move. It's it would be overseas. It would be, do you know what I mean? It's not something that's happening here, and it is for the future. So it's not happening this week, but you are definitely having talks about, okay, what does it look like for us 3 years from now? Where are we going to be? For those of you that are single and looking and ready to mingle, it's very likely in some, not, when I say mundane, I don't mean it in like the humdrum, but, you know, like in very mundane settings, potentially as well. If you're going to anything of a spiritual, religious, or otherwise nature, that could be where you meet someone. And I mean, what better place to meet someone, right? If you know you've got that, at least that spiritual understanding, maybe not even, you know, I'm doing this and this person believes exactly the same as me, but just a genuine, solid, you know, tete-a-tete spiritual understanding. What more basis do you need to build a relationship on than that? Either which way, relationships, whether you're single, whether you're partnered, are fun, they're enjoyable. That Four of Wands is beautiful. For some of you, potentially you're meeting somebody on the job or through the job. And I gotta say as well, it's gonna develop slowly. So you could take a shining to this person and think, wow, you know what, you're really good looking. You don't think about it too much, and then just over the weeks ahead, something starts to develop, or it could be the other way around. You might not even notice this person, but I tell you, they've definitely got a crush on you. For your money and materials, you have the Four of Pentacles. So what do we see here? We've got two fours. Two fours is insomnia, all right? And the second four is in your physical body and your health, and your money and materials isn't just your physical body. It's also your health and vitality. You got the Eight of Pentacles in the actions and options. You could literally be burning the candle at both ends this week. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes that's what it takes from us. But obviously, if you get really tired, this could be a time where you kind of get a bit like, ooh, okay. All right, so you need to make sure you're supporting yourself like that. Now, when it comes to your finances, your money and your resources, the money that you need is available to you, especially if you're hitting up banks for loans, etc. It's absolutely there because, oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, this is great. If you can wait until the 30th of November, And there's a reason for this. Jupiter is currently retrograde and will go direct, I think, on the 28th of November, but it's stationing to go direct, so you want to give it at least a day or two to really get up to speed, so that it's like genuinely, not that it's not moving forward on the 28th, it's just it's stopped, right? It's not doing anything. So if you give it till about the 30th, if you're applying for loans, you know, visas, anything of that kind of nature, which is possible at the moment, I would give yourself until the 30th and then make the application. All right. Use now, obviously, to set your intentions and all the rest of it. I'm filming these on the day of the Sag new moon. So, you know, obviously you want to milk that. But if you can wait until the 30th to put out any applications for money, finances, credit, etc., because you've got the full strength of Jupiter going forward then. A Jupiter retrograde is the worst time to take a loan because it always ends up being longer to pay it off. Trust me, I've learnt this the hard way, so I can give you this information. But like I say, the money that you need is absolutely available to you. In fact, you're having big conversations about money, finances, and resources, especially around living situations for the future. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, that Four of Pentacles, so I've already talked to you because you've got the two fours. I mean, you got 1 4 in the love and relations part, so maybe, just maybe, the reason that you're not getting a lot of sleep is because for those of you, and then when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Four of Pentacles talks about 2 aspects of self. This would be the physical structure of your body, but because you've got this with the Hierophant card, I will say this week, when it comes to like the physical body, your endocrine system might be something that you really want to take care of, and your liver. All right. I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice, but these are things to watch out for if you have any problems. When it comes to your home and environment, the Four of Pentacles, you're staying where you are for now, but there are definitely talks about where you're going to be for the future. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.